It's a story of precious cargo and broken promises that donated bodies would go to medical research. Promises allegedly made by Donald Green Sr. and his namesake, the father-son duo behind the now shuttered Biological Resource Center of Illinois. Those broken promises, detailed here, led the FBI to the center more than 4 years ago. That bodies and body parts weren't donated at all, but in some cases, sold on the black market. Per a search warrant, a mother told her son's tissues would be donated to colleges and research centers. Instead, parts of him sold for $5,000. It goes on. Bodies known to have HIV, sepsis, and hepatitis kept on ice, then sold. Some for up to $100,000. United States attorneys repeatedly call it a scheme in the charges filed to defraud customers of the Biological Resource Center of Illinois. It's not illegal to dismember and broker body parts, per se. It is illegal to knowingly sell remains positive for infectious disease, like what's alleged the Greens did from 2008 to 2014. The federal document charging the Greens alleges the men sold to Detroit Medical Center's sports medicine department at least one specimen that, quote, had previously tested positive for hepatitis. This fact was concealed by Donald A. Green Sr.'s scheme to defraud. Green Sr. is charged with wire fraud. Jr. faces a felony for intentionally concealing a crime.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
We begin with that breaking news. Only on 7 tonight, federal agents revealing new details about a case of human body parts sold on the black market.
This investigation follows raids right here in Detroit, as well as Phoenix and Chicago over the past 15 months. Let's get straight to 7 investigator Jim Kurtzner, who has been on this story from the very beginning. Jim.
Joanna and Jeff, these are the federal documents unsealed that really connect the dots among the 3 cities. We're on the east side of Detroit, where this part of the story unfolded about 15 months ago. You see these ice coolers? They may have held human body parts at one time. Let me walk you over here. This warehouse is now shuttered. The husband and wife who ran this business are out of business, but tonight they are not out of trouble. December of 2013, federal agents removed body parts, sources say, of more than 1,000 different people. Heads, arms, legs cut up and kept on ice, not embalmed, so they could be used for practicing medical and dental procedures around the world. The paper trail led authorities to raid this human body donation program in Phoenix. And in January of this year, a similar raid on another human body donation center in suburban Chicago. According to the documents now unsealed, donors were told body parts could not be sold for profit.
I said, wait a minute, so what's going on here? You think, was my daughter violated? Was her wishes not respected?
That dad in January in Chicago saw the raid on the business there on the news after he had just donated his daughter's body to that business. That was the decision she made before she died. Part of the deal in the donation is the family gets back cremated remains. But are they his daughter?
It seems like a violation of the donor system that we all put a lot of faith in. People that embrace it.
The feds found the bodies donated in Chicago were sold for profit. Get this. Full bodies, $5,000. Heads, $500. Arms, $750. Donated bodies were supposed to be tested and free of any diseases. But the feds found they had several infectious diseases, HIV, hepatitis, sepsis, MRSA, and they were sold anyway. That's why federal investigators wore hazmat suits during all 3 raids.
What's going on, people? So I wanted to go ahead and do a follow-up video. I've been putting out videos on the KENNEKA Jenkins case, and I did do a video on organ harvesting, and I've been getting a lot of weird shit happening. I'm not gonna lie. Nothing like what Zach TV got, but you know what? It's hard covering these cases because when you're exposing some real shit, you know, it starts getting real. So I was talking to somebody in my comments section. We, you know, at first it seemed like she wasn't really following what I was saying, and you know, she's commented on a couple other of my videos, but she was making some real solid points. And so when I said that KENNEKA Jenkins was left in the hallway by herself, in actuality, what the lady in the comments said, and I don't know if she wants to put her name out there. You can check out one of my other videos, and you can see the conversation. But she said that she was brought downstairs by either Maya, if I'm not mistaken, and let off the elevator. And so a lot of other videos talk about the people who were downstairs in the lobby that day with the luggage and stuff like that, just walking around a hotel with luggage. And I wanted to put that news clipping, and it's a lot of other news that has to deal with Detroit, Chicago, about organ harvesting and transplant people's body parts being removed and being sold on the black market. And so while talking to the person in the comments, she said that, yeah, that's what it was. They were out there looking for KENNEKA organs, and the friends set her up. Her drink was spiked. In the live video, which I'm geared to play, and you can just kind of tell the mood. Now, what she said was that KENNEKA was already on the live, and the person walking the hallways was not KENNEKA Jenkins at all. They said it was a body double, and I seen that in other lives, that it was possibly somebody else pretending to be KENNEKA. But I want you guys to pay attention to the live and let me know. Here we go.
You funny as fuck, baby. Slow your roll, shorty. Man, the phones ain't working. This weak ass connection. Shut up. You steady talking to me. You want to get into it? Yeah. Yo.
I saw somebody come there.
Yeah. I just got them big.
No, talk shit. Oh, no.
You want to get to it? Hello? Parking is that? It's the parking lot. It's a parking lot. Park in the parking lot. You look pretty. Happy birthday. Thank you. Good as have my kids. I told you. What you saying over there, Slick? What you say? What you say, Gail Smart? Damn, I just got the weed.
Let me see who you talking to.
It don't matter.
No, I'm putting my face.
Did you put any enforcement in it? Show me weekend's connection. Hello? 926. 26. What y'all finna do? What the fuck? Anisha ain't here. You got some money for me? Check it out. Yeah. Check it out. Hello. Like, check it out, my dogs could be on my dog 48. Check it out, you know, yeah, niggas be all the eight, you know, Where's more, check it out, check it in, check it out, check it out, where's all, check it out, baby, baby, another dollar to get a strip, then I'm checking out. Check it out.
Better be right when I count it off. We'll see what the look like when you talk about. These ain't no tacos. Green for long, I get some more children, no need to see the car. The cops, the bullets, the shooters, the now. I'm taking off on they calling they bullet with now. Smoking no dope, I'm calling up, be smoking that mouth. No checking, no checking, I'm checking for mouth. Checking for hoes, I get on walk and check up. Check it, do you see on your ass, get up. And build direct, more dollars in my flow.
So during our Wings live, and I'm not saying any names because I don't want to feel like getting sued. All they might be getting is a YouTube check from me. But you can tell that she was very uncomfortable. You can tell that she was alive during this live, but it's probably when the live goes off. And the timeline I'm always confused with is this live and KENNEKA walking the hallway. So I'm going to continue to play the footage of her walking through the hallway. Here we go. And I just want y'all to pay attention. They said that people are holding her up. And this is not KENNEKA, so if anybody knows is that, you know, they did something to like take out the effects or something, they use a system that I haven't found out yet, that she's being led or she's being carried by somebody. So either it's not KENNEKA or somebody's actually carrying her through the hallway. You know, I don't really want to talk through the footage, but again, I might chime in here because honestly, when another YouTuber basically did something and you can honestly see somebody possibly carrying KENNEKA through the hallway. So I don't know if she was already on a live at this point. There's also a picture of one of the security guards wheeling a cart with what looks to be like somebody in a plastic bag, the shape of a body in a plastic bag. And so, you know, let me know, guys. That's why I like having this conversation. This is why I'm trying to keep this case alive, because it just seems like a lot of foul play, and with the organ harvesting going around at the Rosemont Hotel, the Rosemont area, it just seems like a lot of things are adding up, and they possibly should have investigated this case as a murder. And so my prior law enforcement experience, not only civilian, but you know, I was in the military, deployed to Iraq, doing some law enforcement stuff out there. I wasn't a trained investigator, but you know, common sense says that something wasn't right. You know, this girl's drink was spiked. The friends possibly set her up, which I think they did. And to clarify, because I've been getting some flack, like saying Irene or Munifa or Maya didn't work for the hotel. So again, you know, if I'm wrong, I always like to try to come clear it up. Again, this is my opinion only. We're like-minded people who are still covering a case that we feel like there's a lot of injustices going on here. So I'm gonna be quiet and let this video play, and let me know what you guys think. I'm not finna like try to do any type of editing to make it see like if I can see somebody holding her up. I'm just gonna give you guys a video that we all have. So here we go, and I'll come back with my thoughts at the end of this video. I mean, you do notice while watching this video that the lady in this video does look kind of thicker than KENNEKA Jenkins. I mean, she wasn't that thick looking in those previous videos, and you can go look at the video of them recording her when I said that they were putting a camera when she said, "What's that? What is that?" When she took a sip of that drink. You know, her movements are kind of crazy. Her moves are kind of crazy. So whoever edited this video, they knew exactly what they're doing, because for them to take out people from a video, I mean, I'm not a video graphic editor or anything like that. I'm not saying I couldn't do it. I'm not saying it's hard. I would have to honestly like do it a couple times to get the program, to find a program to do it. But, you know, a lot of people say this is not KENNEKA. You know, that she just look how she moves her head when she's looking around the corner. Like, come on. But yeah, it's really weird. Really weird. I mean, did you guys catch anything that I possibly didn't see? I mean, I want us to be open. I want people to leave comments. I am open to suggestions. We are people who feel like, again, this case shouldn't have been resolved that quick, and the story they're giving us just doesn't sound right. But to the people who also made videos on this case, and they're stating that there were people with luggage in the hotel. Now, I couldn't find any pictures. If anybody has any videos of that, but please send them to me. So this is the freezer, and there's graphic footage. I'm not gonna put any other pictures of her, of her laying down in the freezer, because I'm not gonna disrespect the family, or, I don't want anybody to be triggered by the pictures. But again, I always had an issue with her just walking into the freezer and not being able to get out. So if anybody knows a freezer like that, you have, once you close the door, there's a neon light that glows on the doorknob. Anybody can go walk in the freezer. I used to work at Wendy's when I was like 16, 17, and you go into a freezer, you cut all them lights off, it's dark, there's a neon flashing light. It's not flashing, but it's a neon light. And this was back in like 1999, so I know it's upgraded. But I don't believe she walked in the freezer. And then when they found her, she had like traces of plastic bag on her. So I feel like everybody was on it, the hotel, the security guards, her friends. I feel like all of them responsible. I feel like her friends sold her to these people, and thank God for her mother was able to fight for her daughter, because they would have, the story would have been is that KENNEKA Jenkins left the hotel with somebody and was never going to be seen again. And that poor girl's body was going to be laying in that freezer until, whatever they're going to do with her. Either take her organs or whatever they're planning to do with her. And so it seemed kind of, the issue I also had was, again, when that hotel manager walked down there, the guy in the white shirt with the tie and had his keys out, he had unlocked something. He unlocked something, because you can tell when he walked back, his keys were still in his hand. And what happened to the camera? And so I'm not, I also want to jump into the Holmes guy, because I feel like, he's possibly a traitor. Not possibly, he is. He sold his soul out for money. He said he seen the footage above the freezer and said that, yes, she did walk in there. So how come we can't see the footage? So, yeah, leave a comment. Let me know. I know people kind of lose, they're I don't know how to say it. Making long videos, people lose focus. So that's why I keep trying to make these videos not too long, but not too short. I had somebody complain about that. But again, I'm always open to comments, suggestions. I appreciate all the new people. I love you guys. Like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Okay? I'm out. Peace. Love y'all.